Billy Ray Cyrus first hit it big with his 1992 mega hit Achy Breaky Heart. Now he is wowing a whole new generation on the hit show Hannah Montana alongside his daughter Miley. With his star somewhere in the stratosphere, this summer Billy Ray is hoping to make someone else's dream come true as the host of NBC's Nashville Star.
Welcome to Nashville Star. I am so pumped to be here. I mean, last week was awesome, but tonight's going to be even bigger.
Billy Ray Cyrus, good morning to you. And you were just there last night doing the show?
I was there last night, and we flew all night to get here and got in and got a couple hours sleep, and it's great to be with you.
Pleasure to have you here. You're also filming the movie Hannah Montana there with your daughter Miley. How is that going?
Oh, we're loving it. We've got a great script, a great director, a great team of folks. We're working in our great state of Tennessee, and just loving it. It's a lot of fun and a lot of work, but again, it begins with the script, and we've got a great script, so we've got a good movie.
Well, that's probably 3/4 of the battle right there, to have a good script, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like a hit song. It all begins with the song, and that's what's so exciting about Nashville Star. These kids are out there. I've lived the dream that they're dreaming. I've walked the streets and carried that guitar, and it's about the music, and that's really what turns me on about it. It's a lot of fun. You can see the fire burning in the kids' eyes and know that they're out there to win. And they believe in the dream. And
that you're seeing somebody potentially make it, which is very exciting.
I do believe a major superstar is going to emerge from this competition. I really do.
Speaking about a major superstar, your daughter Miley, at the age of 15, is already positioned, according to Condé Nast in one of their publications, to be worth as a brand $1 billion by the age of 18. This is a girl. She's going to be on our show on the 25th. Amazing success story. Do you ever sit back and look at her and, I mean, probably revel in it, but also as a dad, is it a little bit scary?
Well, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And for every high, there's a low, and it's just the way life is, but she has a dream, she loves what she does for a living, she just loves it. And when I did my first series doc in Toronto, Canada, Miley came up there. Not only did she start working on the series, but she studied acting. She loves acting, and she loves making music. And to borrow one of her lines, she gets the best of both worlds with this job.
Oh, honey,
you talk about the highs and the lows of this, that with every high there is a low. There was a low recently, and it had to do with Vanity Fair, the June issue, and the pictures that were taken, and the controversy that they caused. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. In particular, the photo that was taken of her is seemingly looking topless with the sheet wrapped around her. After that picture came out, because it was released early in April, your daughter said, she issued a statement, she said she was embarrassed and she was sorry about it, and she apologized to her fans. What was your reaction when you saw that picture? Did you know it was going to be in the magazine?
Oh, Lord, no. I wasn't there when that picture was taken. I had just finished a movie down in Florida. I flew in because Annie had specifically asked that I would come in and do a shot with Miley.
Annie Leibovitz, you're saying, the photographer.
That's correct. Yeah. And I'd worked with her before, and she's a great lady, she's just a good person and a great photographer. And again, I had finished the film. I was actually scheduled to be in Washington State the next day to play for the troops returning from Iraq, and then the next day in Anchorage, Alaska. But, they'd asked if I'd stop by, so I flew into L.A., did my picture with Miley, and then I headed on up to Washington State to play for the troops. So I wasn't there at the time. So I was surprised when I saw it, but again, stuff happens, That's life. Things happen, and sometimes, things get a little out of control, and you just got to deal with life. Again, it's peaks and valleys and ups and downs.
Disney at the time said, because they produced Hannah Montana, and they were upset, and they said they thought that Annie and Vanity Fair had manipulated Miley. Miley's a young girl, and Vanity Fair said, they came out and said, that's not true, that you, your wife, her grandmother, or her teacher was there at one point or another.
Well, I was definitely there because I did a picture, but I left after that. I wasn't there when
Do you regret now that you left?
Well, I didn't have any choice. I had a show to do and an obligation to go up to Washington State. So, I guess looking back at it, if I could have stayed, I would have. But it felt like everything was in control. Her publicist was there, and everybody seemed in control. I didn't know they was going to strip her down and wrap her with a blanket, but, you know, it's one of those things
Did
that
you have
happen.
words with him after the fact?
You know what? I didn't, because my dad always told me the more you stomp in poop, the more it stinks. So I just kind of like, okay, well, this happened. We got to deal with it. And my mind also went back to 1992. I'd had the #1 album on Billboard's Top 200 for 17 weeks in a row. And with that positive, you know, thing going on, there was also that double-edged sword of a reaction. And I remember Chris Christopherson stopped me backstage at one of my shows and said, "Listen, Hoss, always remember, turkey with the longest neck is going to be the one everybody's shooting at." You know, and me and Miley went for a little walk a few days later, and I told her what Chris had said, you know, and we just said, you know, it's one of those things, you know, you just got to kind of stand back, let it run its course, you know.
Yeah, but you came under some heat, too, because of the picture when you mentioned about you and your daughter. A lot of people took issue with that because it didn't look like a father and a daughter. It looked like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And now when you look, but it's true. I mean, a lot of bloggers were very upset by that.
Bloggers say a lot of different things, but
when you look at that picture now, to take a look honestly, with the ability to have a little bit of distance from that, was that a mistake? Do you think that
to make that picture right there? No, I think it's not a mistake to me. You know, if it is to someone else, I'm sorry if I offended somebody, but no, that's just a daddy that loves his daughter a whole lot. And you know, Miley and I have got caught up in this adventure that we've gone through with this dream and what we do for a living. And again, we both love acting, we love making music, and we love each other. You know, I'm her dad and she's my daughter, so if a daddy hasn't hugged his daughter recently, I recommend he does.
I want to go back to Nashville Star, if I could, for a second, because we were talking in the break about the way the judges approach talent. You were on Dancing with the Stars, and you had a bit of a dust-up with Bruno because he was very tough on you, and you didn't like it because it was just criticism without anything constructive. What did that do to you, and how did that affect the way that maybe the judges on your show interact with contestants?
It didn't bother me at all, because I knew going into it I wasn't a dancer, you know, and I knew that it was, you know, just, you know, I wasn't supposed to be there anyway. I'm not a dancer at all. But with
you did
our,
pretty well,
thank you very much for saying that. But with our show, Nashville Star, this is about kids who have a dream of being a singer, songwriter, entertainer, and I do think that our judges are going to mentor these kids and hopefully take them down that path to become the next superstar. And again, I find that extremely exciting when people reach their dreams. I love that about life. I love to see people reach their dreams, and it's all about having the faith and belief in yourself and what you do, and knowing that no matter how many times you get knocked down, it comes down to getting back up. You know, Thomas Edison said the most important ingredient for success is failure. Every time you fail, you eliminate one way that won't work, therefore being one way closer to the one way that will.
Well, you've seen a lot of success, Billy Ray. Thank you so much.
Well, I've been knocked down a few times,
well, you sure have. But
you know,
when
you get knocked down, you get good at getting back up. You know, that's life.
Good advice, Billy Ray Cyrus. Thank you so much. Nashville Star airs Monday nights at 9, 8 Central Time, right here at NBC.